Welcome to our live stream of high school sports. Please note that this broadcast is produced by an independent team of sports enthusiasts, and the views, opinions, and commentary expressed are solely those of the commentators and not representative of the schools, teams, or athletes featured. While we strive for accuracy, occasional errors or misstatements may occur. This stream is intended for entertainment and educational purposes only. Thank you for joining us and enjoy the show.
Yeah, come on, let's go. Hey, you ain't never seen nothing like this. Ain't no telling how it might get. It's the hypest right here. High school sports at its finest. So many highlights, you have to rewind it. Hey, Stream City, let me just remind you. The heart of a lion, the team full of fighters. So many stars on the field, it'll blind you. They're giving everything they got till the time's up. Yeah, legends in the making. History is made. We just getting started. You ain't seen a thing. YSN, gotta know the name. They gon' bring the flames. They gon' do their thing. Take it to another level, don't hold back. High school, got a passion and we show that. Got the drive and you know they got the heart. Number one spot for your high school sports. Let's go for the win. Hey.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. It is a beautiful Tuesday. Well, depending on where you are. It's a beautiful Tuesday here on YSN Live. DJ Yokley, Antonio Ronaldo Hartwigo right next to me, riding sidecar, and we've got a great show for you today. Mr. Hartwig, how are you?
I'm doing really good, and we're going to be highlighting a couple of young players today. You know, some instant impact freshmen. Going to be fun.
When you say impact freshman, you're talking like high impact freshman, like super potential for these two, and we've got them on the same show. So excited. From Hubbard, we have the wonderful Layla Songer, who will join us here momentarily. And from Columbiana, Liam McElwain. Liam McElwain. Try and say that. Liam McElwain. Try to say that 10 times fast. You got no shot. But that kid, he is one of the best catchers in the area. He is one of the most, you talk about impact players on the baseball side of things, Yahtzee. This kid can impact the game with one swing of the bat and has done that several times this year. You talk about Layla Songer. We're used to hearing about the Songers, certainly on the baseball diamond. But on the softball diamond, my goodness, she is lighting the world on fire and has that Hubbard team looking to the future and hopefully looking to the present as they make a tournament run here starting tomorrow, right? Wednesday?
Yeah.
So
Sectional start tomorrow.
Going to be interesting. Before we get started with Layla, hopefully she's got a minute to spare because we had some great baseball and softball on the network last night, and certainly some great games going down and some clinching going on last night.
There was some clinching. On the softball side of things, Lakeview gets their first program's outright NE8 championship. They wrapped it up with the win over Girard. So Lakeview, you are all alone at the top of that NE8 for the next 365 days. The banner is going to look blue and belong to the Bulldogs. And then on the MVAC side of things, Middle Ridge got the win over Jackson Milton 10-8. So for the first time since 2004, the Rams are a conference champion.
Wow. That's a long time because I graduated in 03 and I'm officially old. So congratulations to the Rams.
21 years in the making.
But we don't have to do the math, okay? We don't have to do the math. That's not necessary. Unnecessary to do math on this show.
And then a big one on the baseball side, DJ. It wasn't clinch. Well, it did clinch. It clinched Boardman a share because Canfield came out and beat Fitch 4-3. So Boardman now has at least a share of the AAC championship on the baseball side. They can win it outright if they are able to beat Fitch in a continuated game that is right now in the 8th inning. So,
okay, Professor Hartwig, explain to me this. Yesterday we talked about no share of Boardman, and here we are today. Not even 24 hours later.
I don't think we said that.
We did. We did.
Yeah, because now Boardman's a game up with a game to go. So the The worst Boardman can finish is what?
Here we go. More math.
5-3. 5-3. I was trying to remember how many conference games in the AAC. 5-3 in the AAC. So now that Fitch has 3 losses and Canfield has 3 losses, the only thing they can do is tie it. And Fitch only has Boardman left. So if Boardman beats Fitch, that's it. It's done. And if Fitch beats Boardman, they share. That's how it goes.
Hey, congratulations, Boardman. Hey, way to go. Nobody gave Boardman a chance this year. Not one person outside of that locker room and outside of that community gave Boardman a shot to win the AAC, which is quite the diamond, my friend. Quite the diamond. Speaking of quite the diamond, we have our first guest who has made quite the impact on the diamond. We've already given her all the accolades we can possibly give her at this point, but man, is she tearing the cover off the softball, and she is one of the bright stars of tomorrow, but she's doing it today too. Ladies and gentlemen, from Hubbard High School, Layla Songer. Layla, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Wonderful. Thanks for joining us today. We appreciate you. Listen, you don't have a moment to spare with all the things that you've got going on, certainly playing sports all season, all year round for the Hubbard Eagles, and doing it in your first year. Getting all A's, you told me before in the classroom. Congratulations on all your success. What has the jump from middle school to high school been like for you?
It's been a little different from middle school. The work is a lot harder up here. Sports are definitely more intense than they were in middle school, but I like it a lot better than middle school.
I mean, now we're talking softball season. You've had 2 sports seasons to kind of acclimate as being a freshman. If we rewind back real quick to the start of volleyball season, when you were kind of stepping on the varsity floor for the first time, what was that like? What were the butterflies in the stomach feeling like when you were a freshman making an impact on varsity for the first time?
I was real nervous. I was definitely really hard on myself at first, but once I had everybody around me and all my friends that helped me, it definitely, as the season went on, it made me feel a lot better.
Other than your brother, who I'm sure just gave you the welcoming pathway to success that you've had so far, who have been some of the people that have welcomed you with open wings, so to speak, in Eagle Country?
A lot of my friends that are upperclassmen, like Haley Taylor, I have had her in softball now, and I had her in volleyball. Lauren Komoric, I also had in volleyball and softball. So coming into softball, I had people that I have been around before and played sports with, so it was definitely helped me out some. And then just all my friends that I have now and my parents and just my family, they've all helped me.
You look on this softball diamond, Layla, and both offensively and defensively, you have been one of the statistical leaders of this team. I guess the question is, what's been working so well for you this year? What do you think is clicking so quickly for you as a freshman?
I think that since I've played travel for 6 years now, so coming into softball season, what I was seeing in travel and what I was seeing in high school really wasn't much different. But during the first couple games, once I started to hit the ball and I think I gained a lot of confidence, and now I'm more confident going up to the plate, and it just is good.
Do you feel like that having this varsity experience will help you kind of on the other side as well, like building confidence this season going into the travel ball season? Do you think that you'll be better off for it, or do you think that it's just travel ball gets you ready for high school softball and that's it?
No, I think travel gets me ready for high school, but then now that high school, I have had high school for 2 months now, and I've been practicing every single day of the week, so I think that'll help me a lot for my travel season, because during last year I didn't have this time where I just got to practice and focus on softball. So when I head into travel softball, it'll definitely be I don't have those 2 weeks in travel that I'm gonna be a little rusty. I'll just get going.
I have a follow-up question on that from the intensity standpoint. Which one is a little bit more intense? Is it travel or is it high school?
I would probably say travel, just because those are tournaments every single weekend. Right now we're playing and it's not a tournament, but travel. I just think travel's more intense, but maybe it's just because it's my first year in high school.
There's travel. You're playing 5, 6, 7 games in a weekend, and then high school you might be playing 6 games in a 7-day stretch.
Yeah.
It's kind of a marathon versus a sprint
Yeah.
for travel in high school. Which one kind of do you think you're built more? Do you think you were ready for a 6 games in 7-day stretch, or do you think you're more successful in the short weekend but a lot of games packed into 3 days kind of deal?
I think I like both of them personally, but like when you have a lot of games in one day, it's easier to move on from like mistakes that you've made. So if I made like mistakes in like my first game and then I go and my next game, I know I have a game after that, so I know like I could fix what I was doing. But whereas when I have one game in one day, then the next day I have to just like sit on it all night. And I like playing a lot of games in a day.
And Layla, that leads me to my next question. Anthony talks about the 6 games in 6 days stretch. We haven't had much of that because of Mother Nature this year. How has this been for you to adjust and like get yourself mentally prepared for a game and then have to kind of digress to a practice? I mean, what has this been like for you? And have you been able to get some of that I don't know, preparation taken care of, and how have you adjusted?
It's been pretty difficult for not just me or team, just because we go from having a game and then last minute getting switched and we can't even go practice outside, so we have to practice inside. So it's definitely difficult for us, but I think when we practice, it also helps us. So I think the next day when we have our game, it's just, since we know we're having it, I think just practice before that is just better, not better to have, but like also if you need to work on something, then you could work on it.
Practice inside is never ideal for outdoor sports. How do you kind of always get better every day, whether it's practice inside, practice outside, a game? What kind of things are you focused on every day to get better on?
When I go to practice, I'm really focused on making sure I'm focused and not messing around, and making sure that everything that I need to work on gets done before I like go and do other things. So like when we're hitting inside, I like to focus on making sure my hip doesn't dip down and everything. So like, I don't know, I just like to focus on things I know I need to work on.
Baseball and softball players are known for their crazy rituals and superstitions. What superstitions or rituals do you carry that maybe nobody knows about, or maybe a lot of people do?
I don't know. I have a lot of them, like a lot of little stupid ones, but I don't know. One that I always do is I always have to put my socks and my belt on in my room. If I can't put them on anywhere else, like it has to be in my room. And if I do anywhere else, I just feel off.
All right. I want to know the small stupid ones though. Like I want to know some more of these. Yeah.
There's some like when we throw down to the catcher, like when the catcher throws down the second and we like throw it back to our second baseman after, and then I make sure our shortstop is on this side of our second baseman before she throws it to me. Like she can't cross over. Or like putting my shoes on, I have to put my shoes on before I get my hair done. And my hair, it needs to be this side of my head done before I get this side done. So I have a lot of
Baseball and softball players are weird. They are absolutely weird, and I love it. I think it's cool. I mean, it's a team thing, a team game, but it individualizes the experience. And once, especially if you're hot, like if you are hitting and swinging a hot bat, or you haven't made an error, you recognize everything you do the same way every single time, and that sets it up. So, for you, in that regard, we talk about superstitions. What things have you been challenged by this year that maybe were hard for you to start the year, but you've advanced and you've overcome it?
To start the year, I think I struggled a little bit with my confidence, but again, having everybody around me, it was a lot easier for me to adjust. And then once I started to get like a little bit more hits and everything, then it just started to all get put together.
In this one season already, you've already managed to do almost everything that you can do on a softball field. You've made great plays on defense. You've hit home runs. You've made big hits. What do you think is the best feeling in softball? Is it making a diving stop in the infield at the hot corner? Do you like hitting the home runs? Big hit with bases loaded. What's your best feeling?
I think probably my best feeling is probably like laying out in the infield, because I like infield more than I like hitting, surprisingly. But
wow.
Yeah. I don't know. So I think probably laying out for a ball and then making the play is probably my favorite thing.
All right, forehand or backhand?
Oh, I like backhands better. Like I like diving. I like to do a forehand, but when making like a play, I like backhands.
Right, fair enough. I guess the question, because we're having you and we're having another freshman on here in a little bit. I remember when I was a freshman, there was an intimidation factor, right? You feel like everybody's years and years and years older than you, and they've got so much experience, and they're so much better than you. Did you have any intimidation, and how did you overcome that? And talk to maybe the future freshman next year that is having some trepidation of talking to a sophomore, junior, or senior at on the team that you're going to play on.
Yeah, I think that for me, it helped me a lot that I played volleyball and basketball. So then like volleyball, I struggled a little bit knowing that like there was older people and like just like people were more experienced and better than me. But then it like I got used to it, and then basketball came. It was like the same for a little bit, but then like I think I got used to it from volleyball, and then now softball. I don't really feel that way because I've just played 2 sports already. And for like underclassmen, I would just say you have to like be yourself, and you can't like you have to like look at people in your upperclassmen and you have to talk to them, and like they'll help you, because I went through it, and like I've went through struggles, and I went through people that would pick me up. And so you just have to surround yourself with people that you know will pick you up and not put you down.
Do you happen to remember the moment that you felt like, okay, I'm in here, I'm one of them? Like when you kind of felt acclimated to the team, do you remember that moment for you?
Yeah, I think one thing that I remember is I think probably my Lakeview game in volleyball it was at home, and I just felt like, I don't know, I just felt I was doing pretty good, and then like everybody else was, and I just felt like it was just all coming together, and it just felt really nice.
I want to know about your aspirations and what you kind of want to get out of your career. You have 3 more years after this of athletics at Hubbard. What are some things that you want to accomplish and career goals that you want to kind of see yourself accomplish before you graduate?
It would be really nice if I could get 1,000 kills, 1,000 digs, 1,000 career points, and like 100 hits.
Let's go.
Oh, I thought she was going with 1,000. I was going to say, well, okay, there we go. That's a lot more of those hair parts that we gotta worry about. 1,000 hits. Hey, I'm in it. I'm my hands in the pile. We'll help you get there, kiddo. Obviously, we've made a couple jokes about your brother being a superstar in the diamond as well. Explain your relationship with Braden and what it's like to be little sister. Because I mean, obviously, you're making your entire family proud, but to have a shadow, live in that shadow, so to speak, of your brother, is it something that you enjoy, or are you looking to kind of stand out a little bit?
I enjoy it because, like, I don't know, everything's between me and him is always a competition. No matter what it is, me and him always go between, like, oh, I won, no, you won. It's always been a competition. And I don't know, I look up to him a lot. I don't tell him that ever, but I do. I look up to him, and I want to succeed how he's succeeding. And I don't know. The first thing I said once I hit my first home run, and that was the first thing I said, is I'm a 1 ahead of my brother. And then once I hit my other one, then I was.
That's cold-blooded right there. So, all right. We have to ask this question. Brother being an unbelievable pitcher, and you being an unbelievable hitter, who wins that war between you and him?
Oh, definitely me.
I love it.
Now I will say he's going to have the chance to redeem himself as he comes on this show next week.
Oh,
so
yeah.
We'll ask him the same question and see what he says. I'm going to guess that he goes the other way.
Probably.
We have a lot of baseball, softball siblings. We have to get a little battle of the siblings together this summer to get some of the YSN siblings against each other. What did you get the most competitive with him about? Like you said, everything's competitive. What's like the peak competitiveness between you and Braden?
I don't know. I mean, we're just competitive in everything, but I would say, I don't know. That's a difficult.
Let me reword it. If you could beat Braden in anything, what would you want to beat him in?
I'd want to.
Uh-oh.
Probably.
He's smiling. That's never good.
Come on. Let it
Oh.
fly.
Probably either run faster or jump higher.
Okay.
All right. Hey, so let's do a little exercise here since we got a minute. I'm
Yeah.
going to say something and you say who's better, you or your brother, okay? Who is faster?
Him. I mean, it used to be close when we were little, but now he's just like 3 feet taller than me. So
He's got the strides. Okay,
Yeah.
he's got the strides. All right. We got to get a little quicker though. We got to chop those feet a little bit faster.
Yeah.
That's all right. 0 for 1. Who is smarter?
me.
That was dude,
That was so quick.
stamped. That was, I didn't even get the word out. Me. Who is stronger?
Him.
Who is the favorite?
Him.
Oh no!
I would say my mom is. I think he's my mom's favorite. He's like a mommy's boy. I would say, and
Okay.
I would be more my dad. Yeah.
Okay, hey, that's fair. We'll take that. We'll live with that. That's
Yeah.
a split decision right there. Okay,
Yeah.
that's a split decision, and that's fair. Mom and dad, great job by the way. Great job. Who can eat more?
He could eat more junk food, like ice cream and like brownies and stuff like that. He could eat that probably all day, every day. But even I don't know, food. I don't know. I would say
Okay.
him, but I don't. Probably him.
Who has more followers on social media?
Well, we can actually test this right now.
Oh, I don't know.
Don't, Anthony. Let her. This is her moment.
I don't know. I don't know. Probably him again.
All right. I think Braden's taking this one. Like, I think he's taking. Like, we've got to get you better at what things do you think you could beat him in? Let's get this evened up here a little bit.
Okay. I could beat him in home runs.
Home runs. All right, dingers. Okay. What else? You got the brains. That was easy.
Yeah, I could draw better than him.
Artist. Okay.
Yes. Let's see.
Who's more of a teacher's pet, you or your brother?
Probably me. He likes to goof around.
Okay. Hey, we're evening this up a little bit. We're getting there. Who social media? We'll figure that out. We'll put Anthony on the case. Who
I'm
is?
interested. I want to see.
Oh, he's gonna listen. He's been doing math all morning, Layla. We're in trouble here. We're in real trouble. While he's figuring that out, what do you want to? I mean, we talked about what you want to accomplish in your career, but like, where do you want to go with this? Do you see yourself being, playing softball or basketball or volleyball at the next level, or is this something that you're just hoping to go as long as you can, and if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, oh well.
I would like to play softball at the next level for sure in college. Nothing basketball. I wouldn't play that. Volleyball. I wouldn't play that. I mean, I'm just short. I like softball.
Nothing wrong
the
with
best.
that. Young lady, there is nothing wrong with that. You can accomplish as much as you want because you are short. That means nothing. No, in all seriousness, let's talk about your parents. Obviously, they care a lot about you. They're your biggest supporters. Talk to me about what it means to have them in your corner constantly.
It is very nice. My dad for travel, he's a coach for my travel team, and he just always knows what to say if I hit the ball bad. He knows what I did before I even get to say anything. If I come home, he just always knows. My mom, she always, like, if I had a bad game, she'll always pick me up. Not saying my dad doesn't, he does, but my mom's more, she likes to pick me up. She tells me what I did wrong and, like, everything, but she also tells me, like, it's not the end of the world. Like, it's, like, just one game. So having my parents there really helped me, especially them both playing and, like, having experience. So it's nice having them.
Let's try to win some points with mom here. Maybe get the favorite child back to your side. What are some of the traits that you most admire about your mom?
My mom is very confident and she doesn't care what people think about her, and that's what I look up to because I during the beginning of the season, I did care about what people think about me and everything, and like, so she's helped me with my mental aspect of sports, and my dad's more helped me like with like the hitting and like fielding and like just stuff like that. So my mom she's helped me a lot mentally.
So I did the research.
Oh boy. Come
Braden
on.
does have more
Take-
followers than you, Layla, but he doesn't even have a profile picture. It's still
Yeah.
so we gotta get on that.
Layla, how do people follow you? What is it? Instagram? What are we following?
Yeah,
people on?
we Instagram. What's your
All right,
tag?
Layla, what's your tag so we can get people to follow you right now?
Oh, can I look at it?
Yeah.
You don't know your oh no!
I don't know it.
Braden doesn't have a picture. You don't know even where to send people.
My thing is Layla_Songer8.
There you go.
That was a tough one. Hey, I can understand why you forgot that. That was a lot to remember. A lot to remember.
Here's the
Layla,
last
in all
competition. Whose interview is gonna get more views?
Oh boy.
Me.
All right, there you go. We'll put that down.
Way to put it down. Layla, we can't thank you enough for spending some time with us today. Congratulations on all your success in your debut year as a Hubbard Eagle, and certainly continued success. And just a guess that we'll see you pretty soon here in about a month or so.
Yes.
And after this, hopefully, maybe you'll still be playing. Maybe you won't be able to attend any accolades after the year. And we hope that's the case. But young lady, you got a bright future ahead. We're looking forward to following you every step of the way. Congratulations. We'll see you soon.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You got it. Ladies and gentlemen, Layla Songer. You have to get off your phone. We're trying to have a professional conversation here. What are you doing? This isn't good. Are we being yelled at?
Nope, we're good.
Okay.
Sorry, that was
She did awesome, dude.
That was awesome.
She did fantastic. She is, buddy, bright future, to say the least. To say the least, that young lady has a bright future. We're looking forward to covering her in all sports. She might break the record because that was a fun interview. She may never interview with us again, by the way. That could be the only one we ever get.
No, I think
she could be like, those two are dumb. Like dumb-dumbs. Never going back on. But hey, you know what the carrot that we have? We can get you out of class.
Yeah.
So there.
We can get you out of class, out of a lot of things.
Mostly class, though.
Mostly
that's
class. It. You know what? That's actually about it. That's about all we can get you out of.
That's
class.
All we got. Anthony tried to sell it hard. That's pretty much all we can get you out. And if you're interviewing the summer, yeah, sorry, there's not a whole lot we can get you out of. But
he's had some chores, maybe.
No, yeah, that ain't happening. Moms and dads are like, no, do it before or do it after. Thank you to Layla Songer for sitting with us and talking to us about what a great year she's had. Great year, and she's playing all the different sports that she can play, and just as a freshman. And it is a freshman show today. We're feeling fresh and bringing in, again, one of the best freshmen across the board here at YSN, a young man who is the Clipper backstop and the future and present of the Columbiana Clippers right now. Ladies and gentlemen, roll out that red carpet for Liam McElwain. What's up, buddy? How are you?
Good. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Oh, what a pleasure it is. When Anthony said that you're a catcher and we looked up your stats and we've seen you play, dude, this has been a heck of a year for you. Talk to me about what it's like to have your debut season go so well.
I mean, I think it's obviously a great start to my high school career. Trying to get a varsity year or letter all 4 years and try and win the league tomorrow. See how it goes.
You're right there. Liam. One of the things I want to ask you is not only is being, a freshman and making a varsity impact intimidating, but you have to be a freshman catcher, which means you have to really have that confidence and leadership behind the plate. You have to manage a pitching staff. What's that been like for you to just take that leap and take that step as a freshman into leadership behind the plate?
I think it's been a good skill. Like, obviously, it's a good skill to have to be able to lead a team like that, and I think it helps our pitchers, um, you know, control the pace of the game and all that stuff. So yeah.
This has been an interesting year for the Clippers. I mean, you guys dominated across the board and were just absolutely blitzkrieging some of these teams in the EOAC. And now the level of play has leveled up. And you guys, like you said, fighting for a championship still to defend it. But also, you've had some challenges and battled through adversity along the way. What have been some of your bigger challenges that you guys have battled through as a team? And for you, as a freshman, what are some of the adverse moments that you've had to fight through?
As a team, we went through like two pretty decent losing streaks where we just snapped one yesterday. Uh, and I think those have definitely been hard on us. But after those losing streaks, we've won multiple games in a row, and I think that's been good for us. So yeah, I think that's probably been our toughest challenge, but we're bouncing back.
And what about you?
Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. What about you, Liam? What have been some moments that you've had to fight through?
Well, I am just coming back from an elbow injury last summer, so getting back from that was a little difficult. But I think it's just been adjusting to the different pitchers and the type of defensive things we run. I think that's been it. But other than that, I've been pretty, yeah.
I was looking at the schedule, and those losing streaks you're talking about, they never seem to find them in the conference. You're always kind of at your best when conference teams come to town. What do you think that's been able? What has been so important about conference games this year, and how have you been able to kind of be at your best during those EOAC games?
I think we know that we've won the league the past 2 years, and we want to keep winning the league. So I think we try to really amp it up when we come to league games because we know that we should win most of those games.
Speed of the game is something that a lot of people talk about. It's okay, it's fast when you get up to high school. Travel ball has certainly helped from that perspective. But when you look at yourself and when things slowed down, maybe for you, when you got to the varsity level, do you remember those moments when things kind of clicked and you thought, okay, I can do this, I belong here?
I mean, I've never really had a moment of doubt. For myself personally, I always thought that I could play at any level if I worked hard enough and put my mind to it. So, I mean, from game one that I started, I knew that I was in the position that I was supposed to be in.
We know that really good pitchers can sometimes be hard to catch without they can make that ball move. Who on the pitching staff is the hardest to catch in that regard?
Ooh, probably Avery Young. I think his stuff moves the most, but he also locates very well. Mm-hmm. So I think that it's not hard to catch him, but his stuff is pretty good. So
being a freshman starting catcher, you may have missed out on a little bit of the things that you've had to do. Maybe not. We're going to find out right now. What is the worst part of being a freshman, and specifically a freshman backstop for the Columbiana Clippers?
Being a freshman, it's obviously difficult, but I think it's probably having to clean up the field, do the freshman jobs.
All right, so what about like bullpens? I mean, every catcher. Now you're young in your catching years, but have you learned to absolutely hate bullpens at this point yet?
No, not really. I mean, I think they're necessary, but I don't really hate them. I think they're all right. I don't hate them.
I can't wait to interview you in 3 years and ask you the same question and see what the answer is by then.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll see.
Do you have to clean up all the gear in the dugout? Do you have to clean up the dugout? What is it? What are some of the chores that the freshmen have to do nowadays for the Clippers?
Well, we hit BP before every game, so I gotta do. I mean, obviously we have to shag, but gotta take the L screens off the field, the portable mounds, pick up all the balls that we hit. And then after the games, I mean, we all have to do this one, but we all rake the field and tarp it. So
when you think about what makes this program so special, I mean, Columbiana has been top of the area in baseball for a long time. What do you think from your perspective coming in this year, being able to see it? What makes Columbiana such a special program?
I think it's our coaches that really help us do that. They keep us in the right mindset, and they push us to the level that we should be.
I'll let you in a little secret here. I'm an East Palestine Bulldog
Ooh.
at heart. Okay. So I grew up having to hate that red and white, but I admire what you've been able to do, young man, because it's not easy. It doesn't matter what level you are to catch in that conference, to catch, as Anthony said, the tradition that rides on the tools of ignorance, specifically for Columbiana. There's a lot of big names. I think you're the next one. I really do. I think you're the next name that people need to watch out for behind the dish. And what for you makes catching so important? What are you passionate about it? Is it something that you take a lot of pride in, that position, or is it something that you just found your niche and you went with it?
I mean, I was a middle infielder before I became a catcher, and once I got put there, I liked it. When I became a catcher, I've always liked it, and I think it's important because you're like the quarterback of the baseball field when you're behind the dish, and I think that you really kind of keep the team together when you're catching, and a good catcher is vocal and all that. So I think it's if not the most important position in baseball.
What's the worst part of it?
Let's also talk about your bat, because especially as of late, you look at these game recaps, you're starting to really heat up at the plate. What do you think has worked so well for you at the dish?
I mean, I hit like by myself. I take pride in working outside of practice, and I think that that's helped me a lot. And the BP before games really helps me as well, because then I'm getting swings in before the game and my bat's feeling hot. So I think that those two things have helped me the most.
What's the worst part of catching for you? I mean, you talked about taking pride in it. You know, you were a middle infielder before. It means you have quick hands. And you're very good, obviously, with a quick arm motion. But for you, is there a worst part of catching? Is it the foul balls? Is it the always having to get down? What are some of the downfalls of being a backstop?
I think it's just the after game body soreness. That is the thing that is definitely the worst. But when you're a catcher, you get used to it, so it's not that bad anymore.
Is there a routine for you? Like after the game, the body soreness do you have like a massage chair at home? Do you have something that you work out the kinks so you can get to a back-to-back?
I do have recovery techniques that I do. I normally ice. I have a massage for my neck and shoulders, foot massager, heated blanket, all that stuff.
Oh, geez, you're loaded with it. All right. Okay. It's a real thing. All right, Liam, yeah. I appreciate it.
One of the things I want to know, of course, is, we talk about routine to make your body feel right after a game. What about celebration after a game? Where are you guys going to celebrate a big win?
We go to McDonald's in town, I think.
Love it.
I mean, we're a bunch of high school kids. I mean, I think that's probably the best place to go.
Amen. Anthony dances in the fire with that question every time he asks it. So thank you, Liam, for being the adult in the room and saying McDonald's in town. Thank you. We appreciate that. Right, Anthony?
Yeah. Right.
This interview could go sideways very quickly if they answer in a different capacity. So thank you, Liam. We appreciate you greatly. From a role model standpoint, who do you look to? I mean, who are the people that no matter if you're up or you're down, they're supporting you, they're giving you words of wisdom and faith? Who are those people in your life and why?
Well, my parents, obviously, they try to come to every game that I play, even if it's away. My brother Riley, I think that he's been an inspiration in my life just because he played at Columbiana, and I want to continue what he was doing here. And my grandparents as well. I think they come to a lot of my games as well, and I like to keep that close to my heart.
we talk about your role models now, but when you're little, those role models take different shapes. Maybe it's a professional athlete, maybe it's a hero on TV or a movie. Who is kind of the hero for you when you were a kid?
When I was a little kid, I'm a Pirates fan, so I loved watching Andrew McCutchen play baseball. He is one of my favorite MLB players. So I'd say him probably.
Hey, Riley, guess what? You just earned a bunch of points right here by saying you're a Bucco fan. Wait. You said you were a Bucco fan. Are you still a Bucco fan?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Not a baby! Liam, my dude, thank you so much. Did I call you Riley? I'm sorry.
I think you did, but that's what
I'm
I said his
sorry.
name. So
Yeah, you got me thinking it. Speaking of the names, Liam, Riley, it's one of those things. Seems like there's a theme. I mean, the Irish theme to it is you guys obviously have a little Irish in you. Talk to me about that. Was there any kind of rhyme or reason or for your name or what is it?
I'm really not sure. Actually, I don't know how I was named. I don't know why I'm
Tough
Liam,
question.
but
Hey,
yeah.
Liam, I gotta ask. It's journalism, man. It's journalism. We ask the hard hitting questions here. So I guess. Do you have a favorite superhero? Like, I guess that's the next natural question to that. I don't know why, but it feels like it is.
I'd say Batman. I love the Batman movies. Batman: The Dark Knight is one of my favorite movies
I was
ever.
about to say,
So,
what's your
That
favorite
trilogy.
Batman movie?
yeah.
Here we go. We're back into movies. We're back
So,
into
do
movies.
you like the out of that trilogy? Which one is the best in your opinion?
Oh boy, here we go.
Dark Knight Rises. Has to
Do you
be
ever
The
watch
Dark
this
Knight.
show,
I
Liam?
won't take it any further because DJ would get annoyed at me. But
Liam, do you ever watch this
Thumbs up.
show? Like,
I do
this-
sometimes. Yes.
Anthony takes this like movie criticism like so serious. Like he is breaking down your mental capacity based on what Batman series you like. I'm just impressed. Like, what is it about the Batman that you like?
I don't really know, but I've always liked the Batman movies. I'm not sure.
All right, we'll leave it there because otherwise I think Anthony's going to have a host
We're
of
good.
questions for you that are real deep, real deep. Like why your favorite is, Christian Bale and not Michael Keaton or whoever the other guy is. Hey, we're proud of you, dude. I can say that, and I know there's not a whole lot of East Palestine to Columbiana love naturally, but it's easy for me to tell you that I appreciate you. I think that the world of you. I think you're incredible when it comes to your craft. I think the world is your oyster. The sky is the limit for you. You're one of the best catchers in the entire YSN universe right now, man. We're proud of you. Thank you for spending some time with us today, and best of luck moving forward.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
You got it. Liam McElwain giving us some time today. Thank you so much, Liam. Appreciate you, man.
Yep, thank you.
You got it. That almost went real sideways, pal, right there. You were teetering.
No, we were good. Showed self-control.
I knew I was going to mess up. Once he dropped his brother's name, because I was in my head, I'm like, okay, keep calling him Liam, keep calling him Liam, keep calling him Liam. Because we grew up the brand with Riley, right? And we constantly saying Riley. And I'm like, I'm going to mess this up. And when he threw it out there, I was like, there it is. I know I'm going to get it now because he was entrenched in my head. Liam. I kept looking at his name to make sure that I called him Liam. And I biffed up.
One slip. It's all right. It happens.
McElwain's, I'm sorry. I feel awful. Riley's sitting there like, yeah, got it again. Yeah.
Still in their heads.
Got it.
Rent free.
And there's probably a lot of people out there that see McElwain on the lineup card and they're like, come on. This kid had to have graduated by now. He's a stud though, dude.
He's good.
And Riley was incredible, as Liam is. I mean, it's going to be a tough 3 more years for the EOAC when it comes to Columbiana, because that kid, like I said, he's real good now. Mm-hmm. He's only going to get better, and that is bad news for anybody playing the Clippers.
Well, what I like about the theme of these 2 interviews today is both these freshmen that have come on and made really big impacts have older siblings that have kind of done the same thing. They kind of light the way a little bit and say, this is how you conduct yourself as a freshman if you want to make an impact on varsity. And that can be a really big benefit to have someone, in your house that you're able to watch do it before you do. and kind of have the blueprint of what it takes to be an instant impact.
I'm an eldest child, but I'm going to make I think it's time we make it official. The eldest child is the journey seeker, right? They are the person that's got the machete knife, and they're creating the path.
Right.
The second, and especially the third, those are your better athletes or smarter kids. And you see it. I mean, I think I'm not breaking any news here, but we can make it official and say that like the second and the third sibling, if there's a third sibling, they have the advantage because they're always playing up, so to speak. Right.
Yeah.
So like, when that older kid's playing catch at practice, when they come home, they're playing catch with mom or dad. And when the younger sibling's old enough, they're playing catch with the older sibling.
Yep.
And guess what? Older sibling doesn't care. They don't. I was one of them. I'm throwing as hard as I can at my sister. I don't care if she can catch or not. I dotted her right in the forehead, knocked her clean out with a baseball. Sorry about it.
Did you check on her afterwards? That's the big.
No, I went. I looked at her and I was just like, okay, get up. And she was clean
get up,
out.
rub some dirt on it.
Dude, it was SEAL Team 6, like right there, lights out. She was out. I opened up the door. Hey, Mom, Jen's knocked out. My mom woke up. She's a nurse. She comes out, checks on my sister. Does one of those things. Sister wakes up. She's not allowed to play catch with me anymore until she's a varsity athlete. She was better than I was. I'll tell you that straight up. She had no want or ambition to play at the next level. Zero. But she was way better athlete than I was. But I think the second sibling has the advantage when it comes to that. Does it always transpire that way? No. Because just like we asked Layla, sometimes there's such a shadow ant that the second or third sibling will be like, yeah, I'm not touching that. Like, I don't want to be compared to my brother or my sister in that way. That was my sister. She's like, don't compare me to my brother. I'm not my brother. I don't want to do this. And I think that was part of, we've never talked about it, but she's like, screw this. Once I'm done with high school, I am not doing this. She's like, I'm going to go enjoy college. Because I think part of her saw like the work that you had to do. Like, as hard as you work in high school, when you get to that, you make that jump, buddy, it is like you got to get a new shovel. There's so much ditch digging you have to do. And
it
work
turns into a legitimate job. I mean, when you're a college athlete, you wake up for morning lift, and then you have a practice, then you probably have another practice later on in the day, and then you have the class load of college. It's not for the faint of heart at all.
Well, and the part that I don't like when people say it's a job, because I've said it before, but the part that gets lost in translation is it's not a job you want to go to. Like, I ran to practice. I loved baseball practice when it was high school and all the years below. I can tell you there was a large group of us, and we were pretty successful in college. But it was like, okay, like you talk about the morning practice, the pool time. Like, I am a baseball player. I don't need to be in the swimming pool. Like that. Swimming pool and DJ Oakley do not coexist. Like, I'm a kiddie pool hot tub guy, and that's it. Like, there's no reason to be having medicine balls and treading water. I'm on the baseball field. There's no place in life for that for me. Like, because I will tell you, I will sink. I'm going down. But I guess the thing is, like, it's a job that you have to love. And I think that's, it's like, it's not just baseball. It's not just softball. It's not just football. It's not just your sport anymore. It's so much more. It's the crud you don't want to do, and you've got to do it every day. And it's the coach's way of weeding you out, the people who want to be there and people that don't, and making their jobs a little bit easier from that standpoint. Because, hey, if you don't want to do this stuff now, if we ask you to do a sacrifice bunt, and you've been the 4-hitter your whole life, are you going to be able to sacrifice your ego? And, I was always happy to do that. It was just, I never got the idea of why we're doing this. Like, it didn't make business sense to me. Like, I would much rather be catching bullpens, believe it or not, than jumping in the pool and being like, okay, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. What are we doing here? Like hill sprints make sense to me, but doing dives into the pool make no sense to me. Practice sliding in technique. I'm like, what are we doing? Like, just hose it down. Like, what was it? Bull Durham. You hose down the field and the tarp and let's go do some Pete Roses and teach us how to slide. But dude, it's wild. And kind of full circle here. Like, some people see that from a distance and they go, I'm good. Thanks. Appreciate it. And then some people don't. Some people don't believe that they're never going to believe you or I or mom or dad or whoever it may be that the next level is not fun. Like, winning is fun. Winning for NIL is a lot of fun when you're getting paid. But are you going to be able to compartmentalize that stuff? And, oh, by the way, hey, teachers aren't going to give you a pass necessarily for class. Like, you've got to make up work and stuff like that, and they're not afraid to give you zeros.
Right. In high school, you can kind of be on the team and just have fun, right? Like, there are plenty of high school players that are just there because they want to have fun in the sport. They love the sport. Maybe they don't have aspirations to play at the next level. They just want to have fun. College, you have to earn your fun. Like, there are fun aspects to being a college athlete. You get a lot of things that you're able to do. The games are fun. I'm sure there are a lot of things that you love about being a college athlete, but it's all earned with the things that you don't love at all that you have to kind of push through.
And very rarely, especially in today's day, freshman athletes are rewarded. You know what I mean? Like, it is very, very rare that freshmen come up and it's like they're celebrated. You know what I mean? Because especially transfer portal and some of the stuff going on. That's why, I mean, D3 is tough.
Good freshman.
Well, that's it. Because freshmen, I just had this conversation with somebody before the show started. Like, there's a lot of schools that are looking for, juniors, seniors, redshirt, all these different types of players because they don't want to deal with high school seniors going in to be freshmen, like true freshmen. But there's some other schools that are like, we have to rely on freshmen because we don't have the money to devote to juniors and seniors the way that we can give you a scholarship to come here and give you an opportunity to play and prove yourself. So that way, maybe you can step it up. There's some step up schools now. And I hate using that term, but what else are you going to use? Like, that's what they are. They're stepping stone schools. We can patent triple S. Stepping stone schools.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. And I think they've always kind of been that school, but maybe for like coaches, there's always that level like, hey, I want to get to the next level of college. So I'm going to be coaching at this place for a little bit, succeed, and then get to the next level of, college coaching or professional coaching or whatever it may be. But now we're starting to see it really, and the players too. Like, if you go to this school, it's all, unless you really want to be there, there are some guys that are really loyal to the smaller school they're at. They love the campus, they love the coaches, whatever it may be. But there are those players that go there like, hey, I didn't get here for my high school stuff, but I know if I can work hard enough here, kick butt here, I can make a name for myself somewhere else.
There was a rumor, and I don't know if it's true, so I don't want to say it's fact or break any news here, but there was a rumor that a young man left a program here locally in college, went out west, and has a 2-year contract for $750,000 a year in the NIL. So people are complaining about college, but college is now a profession. That's just what it is. And that's the era we're living in. And I know RevShare is coming for college, and it's going to be real interesting how you harness this. Because I don't know if you could put the toothpaste back in the tube at this point. Like, I don't know a whole lot of people that are making $750,000 a year, and they're going to go, yeah, you know what? I'll take a pay cut because I think you should make more money.
It's not the way we've never functioned that way in our culture. I mean, we have capitalism, right? So you believe
America.
Hey, I'm worth this. I'm not gonna this. We can't make this socialism and say everyone deserves a little cut of what I'm working, what I'm earning. That's not how. That's not how our economics work. That's not how our sports are going to work either.
I don't know that the schools would ever do that. Not to get into the professionals, but like Derek Carr just did a sweetheart deal for the New Orleans Saints. Right. Like, he retired instead of making $30 million, they gave him 10. I don't know many professional athletes that would do that, knowing that they just walked away from $20 million. I don't know very many people that would do that. They're just like, yeah, you know what?
I have enough.
Just give me 10. Just give me 10 and I'll walk away. No. Anthony, this is what people don't understand. He could have been injured this entire year and collected an extra $20 million. But instead, he said, you know what? I'll just walk away. You guys save $20 million. You pay me 10. Like, tell me that there is a real moral victory for Derek Carr.
Yeah, there's a dog.
Here's
right
a guy.
Here's a guy.
Would you, honest to gosh, would you have done it?
No.
Neither would I.
Like,
I've got a wife and I've got 2 children that I look at that, and $20 million is a lot of money.
but it's really hard for me to even grasp that kind of money mentally, to be honest. Like,
Sure.
and all the money that Derek Carr has already accumulated as well. Like, he's already sitting on a pretty good nest egg. So, like, if I can't even like wrap my head around already having that kind of money that he has to be able to say, I don't want $20 million. I'll just take the 10. Like, he's already sitting pretty, so he's probably sitting there like, you know what, $10 million is fine with me. But he obviously already has enough that would be fine. If it was like he had nothing in his bank account and then they said, do you want $30 million or $10 million? He'd take the 30 in a heartbeat. So it's hard it's hard for me to even wrap my head around that.
So Carr has an estimated net worth of $80 million. But here's where this is where our friends over at at WRS Wealth Advisors maybe could help me, because I don't really understand. The dude signed he has career earnings of $195 million. So how is he only worth 80? I don't understand that. But that's not for me to understand. My thing is, you're asking college kids that have their whole life ahead of them. And by the way, in sports, you are literally one bad turn away from it all going away.
Yeah.
And you're asking them, you know what? How about we split this? After years of, hey, you got to work your tail off to get this scholarship, and maybe we'll get you a third. Baseball. Oh, by the way, softball too. Your ACL goes, sorry about it. You're cut.
Thanks.
I've seen it, and I've seen it firsthand. I've seen it sorry, your shoulder is no good. Better luck next time. Good luck in your future endeavors. We'll see you later. Huh? But now they're sitting. Hey, real quick.
Help us out, bro.
Could you just give us a sweetheart deal and we'll split it? Instead of $750 million or $750,000, how about
you take
we give you free ride to school here? What's that worth? Oh, about 60,000. Hello. So, and people are sitting there pointing to the athlete and being like, "Oh, I had a conversation on Mother's Day with someone that said that it's a me. Yeah, it is. It is a me thing at this point, because the time and the resources that you put into your profession, right? Yeah. Like, why would you work hard to just be like, you know what? I'm just going to throw it all away. Nobody respects these athletes from the standpoint of, hey, if you twist your ankle and you can't play anymore, or your knee or an arm, like, nobody's sitting there backing the athletes, backing the student athletes. You know what they say? Oh, that's a tragedy. You know what? I'll give you a tragedy. It's frustrating, man.
It's real funny because when NIL kind of became a thing, in the months and years before, there were a lot of people that were screaming from the top of their lungs that these athletes need paid, where we're not treating them right. They're not getting what they deserve out of these colleges. These colleges are making so much money off of their work. And then when it happened, now all of a sudden, the majority has kind of turned that attitude into, well, this is ruining college sports. They can't make this kind of money. what are you called for it in the public? Like we wanted these athletes to make a lot of money, and then when they are, they're not doing it the right way. We want Goldilocks. We wanted to do it the absolute perfect way possible that fits our moral compass all the time, and it's always going to be that way. And the reality is when you're dealing with money, there's going to be people that make the selfish decision. There's going to be people that don't make the selfish decision. There's going to be a lot of in between too. It's just that's the reality. And
well, let's face
the cards we're
dealt. You and I both know that there's a lot of butthurt around when people figured out that the Harlem Globetrotters weren't real in a basketball team. There's a lot of people that are real upset about the WWE being a synchronized entertainment event. There's a lot of people that called for baseball to crack down on steroids and now are mad that there aren't as many home runs.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter what happens. Hey, spoiler alert, by the way. It doesn't matter what happens. People are always going to be pissed about something.
Yep.
It's crazy. It is like they're just not happy people out there, and that's their passion, is just not being happy and trying to chop down the apple tree of somebody else. It's crazy. It's absolutely absurd. But I think this is not going to go away. It doesn't matter what happens. There's going to be people that say the revenue sharing is good and cutting back on the spending to even the level. Hey, guess what? Those playing fields will never be level, no matter what you do, because cheaters are going to cheat and haters are going to hate. And that's just the way life is. That's just the way it's going to be. The big schools will figure out really smart people and really smart ways and creative ways to have an advantage. That's sports. That's business. That's, guess what? That's life.
Sport. The definition of sports is not a level playing field. Like, some people are going to be better than you. It's not a level playing field. That's how sports has always been since the creation of sports.
As a Pirate fan, I can tell you there's never going to be a level playing field, dude. Like, if you stink, you're probably going to stink even if you're giving away $600 million a year.
Right.
Like, it doesn't matter. Like, if you give the Pirates the Yankees money, they'll just blow it. They'll just
spend it. They still won't spend it.
No, they'll spend it. They'll just have crappier contracts. Like look at the Mets. They're the Pirates with a bloated contract. Bloated. That's who they are. It's the Padres.
The Padres, yeah.
Padres were supposed to be the world's greatest baseball team. Remind me what they've done. And yet here we are, the Pirates. There's nobody spending essentially money. Not even the fans. The fans will complain, but what are you doing? Like, you're still, well, I guess they're not going anymore, so I guess there won't be a net profit. But it just came out 2 days ago, yesterday, that the Pirates are one of the most profitable teams in all of baseball. So if you're a business guy, and I have this fight with Sigler all the time, by the way, if you're a business guy and you're the most profitable team of 30 teams and you're not spending anything, why are you going to change? Like, people are clamoring for him to spend money because they can get a winner. And I'm like, I'm already a winner. I don't know about who you're talking about. I'm winning. Would I love to see the Pirates win? Absolutely. Do I blame Bob Nutting necessarily for turning a profit? How can I as a businessman?
Right.
Like, that is so backwards. But I would love to see the Pirates win. But guess what? I'm not going to spend the $900 a ticket to watch the Pirates win. I'm good with Fox or whatever. It's Sports Pittsburgh or whatever. Pittsburgh Sportsnet.
Would you cut your profits of YSN in half to watch the Pirates win? Because that's what Bob Nutting is being asked to do. Hey, take down your profit so we can win. As a businessman, like if you could cut YSN's profit right in half and say, hey, when we do this, we might be able to win some stuff, but it's still sports. We can't guarantee anything.
I can tell you as a businessman. Well, listen, I can tell you this. I've made mistakes in business because I'm new to it, relatively, that I've cut profits in half and profits down to zero in some years in order to appease the opinions and suggestions of others, it didn't work. Like it's not like at some point you got like people talk about shrewd businessmen and women, and like you can be a business or you can be a charity, and you have to make that decision. And some people will sit there and run a lemonade stand and tell you how to run your business. And you look at them and you're like, okay, but if you ran your lemonade stand like that, you'd be out of business in 10 minutes. You'd be gone. Like, just give away all the lemonade, right? Can't do that. But people ask you to do it all the time. That's what colleges are now asking athletes to do at higher levels. I'm not saying across the board. They're saying, hey, how about a sweetheart deal? That's what professional teams ask professional athletes to do, because just guessing what you're going to see based on the Derek Carr thing is Derek Carr will probably have his number retired, or will have some space in the front office of the Saints, and he'll probably get paid for years to come. Like, there's a trade-off there.
Yeah.
But, or coaching, he'll have some kind of coaching position that they'll bring him on, or an advisor or something like that. But like, there's ways to do it that you can save money and you can be competitive. I was just talking to Sam Torres about the Brown situation. Dude, they're in trouble. From a salary cap situation, they're in trouble. So they're trying to make the best of it. And the rumor on the street is perhaps Deshaun Watson is back at practice, even with a torn Achilles. There's a potential trade that they can make with Atlanta or another team. Kirk Cousins comes to Cleveland and they eat some of that contract. I mean, there's always a business aspect to it. And that's what I think people don't realize or appreciate at all, because you and I have discussed it at length. And professional, you talk about the NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, all of those. They're seen as a business. College has never been seen as a as a business. Oh, come on. As a business before. But now it is. It's a profession.
Yeah.
What do you think's coming next?
Everything trickles down, guys.
And NIL's in Pennsylvania, and it's very quiet. Very quiet. And everybody's clamoring here. My kid's worth this. My kid's worth that. I'm telling you, they're probably not. They're probably not worth as much as you possibly think they're worth from a standpoint of NIL. Because you know what sucks about business? Is the only thing that matters is what other people value you at. And you know what else is great? The only thing that matters is what other people value you at. That is the trick of business. Because you could have a lemonade stand, and I think it's absolutely worthless, but somebody comes along and says, this spot is the most productive spot. There's 900,000 cars that pass here every day, and they give you $1 million for your lemonade stand. And you make out like a bandit. And I sit there with my hands and I go, Like what just happened? It's crazy. You are only worth what someone values you to be worth. And that is either a blessing or an absolute curse. Welcome to business. Welcome to business. It's coming, man. I really do think the NIL is going to inherit the high school scene very soon. It's in Pennsylvania. Ohio has tap danced around it. And with all the superior athletes and student athletes that Ohio has to offer, I don't think it's that far away. It's been shot down once that I know of.
It is coming. It's this reality. And there's going to be a world not too far from now where you're going to be able to go into college with already a lot of money made before you even step on a field to be a college athlete. And then you're going to make more money.
I'm going to put you on the spot, and then I guess I can lead it off. I think kids should be able to make money on their craft. If they're able to go to a pizza joint and sling pizzas and lemonade and birdhouses or whatever it may be, Why are they not allowed to make money based on their athletic ability? That's the question I ask everybody. Because businesses can. You know, that's the number one knock on us. That's the number one knock on the OHSAA. That's the number one knock on high schools. How are you making money selling tickets for people to come watch my kid? How are you making money selling advertisements to video my kid? Why? Like it, and I get it. I understand it. But I also say, if you can go make money on your son or daughter playing a sport, you should be more than allowed to. But also, don't complain if you don't get anything. Right?
Right.
Like, that's the double-edged sword. Like, you can no longer be like, well, Johnny's the quarterback and Johnny makes X amount of money and my son's the center, or my son or my daughter's the setter instead of the attacker, right? Did I get that right?
Yeah, a hitter. You would say a
Dang
hitter.
it. Dang, I was close.
Close.
Attacker sounds better.
I know.
But that argument goes out the window, does it not? Or am I crazy for
It
thinking?
should, but it won't. You know more than anybody that jealousy is a real thing, especially the younger you go. So when this kid is, an outside hitter just to keep with volleyball, and they're getting like 1,000 kills in their career, and they have businesses lined up to kind of sponsor them or whatever and give them money, but the setter, who is reality, the reason why that hitter is doing things, wants the same money, but isn't, like you said, isn't valued by people. You're not gonna, and then that's going to breed discontent, and that's going to breed jealousy and friction. If not in the locker room, definitely in the parent group. Probably more so in the parent group.
Parent group. Oh boy. That's another topic.
Sometimes,
That is another topic for another day, because those are whoa.
the adults act more like children than their children do.
Hey, by the way, we talk about that. Let's talk about group chats, because your homeboy hates them. Not a group texter guy at all.
We tried that once, YS, and it did not go well.
Bad news. Bad. Everybody's got a different schedule. It is time for the Joe Dickey Electric What's Your Spark, presented by Joe Dickey Electric. They are everything electrical, and you can visit them on the web 24/7, 365, as well as our other sponsors, who we will get to following the Joe Dickey Electric What's Your Spark today. Here we go. Ronaldo.
I want to give my spark. I was at Canfield softball last night, and it was senior night, and it's been to a lot of softball senior nights in the last 7 years. Canfield, they kind of know how to do it. They have this whole ceremony laid out. They brought this big paper banner for the girls to run through. They had the parents throughout the first pitch, which I love. I think more schools should do that on senior night. The moms threw the first pitch to their daughters. That was really cool. It was just a little bit elevated ceremony than you see in most senior nights that I've at least been to. I know I can't beat all of them, so I don't want to throw anyone under the bus that does it really well that I haven't been to yet. But that was a really cool senior night, and they also did a really nice thing for Perry with giving them flowers and not just announcing their names, but they had Perry's girls write out a little bit questionnaire so they knew where they were going and what they were studying. So they did a little bit extra effort even for the other team, which I thought was really cool too.
I think that's phenomenal. I think that's great. I'm going to double that up with something that I saw last night, because South Range had their senior night, unbeknownst to me before I got there. But one of the things that I think every parent, being one now, every parent kind of looks forward to and also steers away from.
Yeah.
They just are not looking forward to it at all in the same breath, is something that I saw last night, and something that makes you think, because these parents have been, for the better part of 18 years, the catching partner of whoever. Like, when you're out to play catch in the backyard, mom or dad or as we talked about earlier, are going to be that catching partner. and they're going to help you. They're going to be out there. And sometimes, man, it's just where you talk about life because you're doing something that doesn't feel like it's real hard. It's something that's monotonous and you can think and throw at the same time. And I can't tell you how many times that I played catch with my mom. My dad wasn't necessarily a catch guy, but and some of my best friends along the way. And one of the things that I saw South Range do last night, or at least heard, was one of the players came up to one of the parents and said, "Hey, would you mind coming out and playing catch one more time with your daughter?" You want to talk about full disclosure, my daughter is 3, my son is 7, and I'm already like, oh. Firstly, the person that asks me that, I won't be able to make it through without just tears just streaming down my face. Like, especially if I get to, if my daughter decides she's a softball player, whatever she decides to do, coming out, senior night is beautiful and atrocious at the same time because you can tell parents are, especially in the spring, because it's starting to hit. Those lasts are starting to come. And you can see that if you would hit a violin at that moment, boom, it's over. Good night, sweet prince. It's all done for you. Because there's not a dad there that if you walk up to them and say, "Hey, would you mind playing catch one more time with your daughter?" that all those times before start just banging in your head. Just ding, 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 ding. That being said, one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. Like, I think that should be, and you mentioned the first pitch thing. The last pitch would be, but well done. Like, that's the stuff. Those are the moments that you can look back on and say, this is why baseball, this is why softball is so romantic. Like, I see those last hits. You ever see those last hits in football? And it's like the mom taking out the kid. And I'm like,
boom, trucks.
Like, I was like, this is cool. And then you see like mom wreck a kid, and you're like, oh, jeez. Oh boy, doesn't have the same.
Recover from that.
He just takes off his helmet. I'm done. I'm out. That's it.
This is it.
Like, there's not the same romanticism that there is in baseball and softball to have that catch with your kid. I don't know what you would do for volleyball or basketball. I'm sure there's something.
Probably play pepper with your parents. Pre-game pepper with volleyball. Basketball, I guess, I mean, you could have your parents rebound for you while you're shooting around, but
imagine how well the rebound thing's good, because that's usually how it's done, right? Mom or dad stands underneath the basket, and that wouldn't be like pretty to see. That's like something you do on your own time.
Right.
But pepper would be bad, dude. I don't think that works.
Bam. Dad's out.
Well, I'm going to take dad to the hospital because he's got a concussion. Clearly, he's going to be. We're not going to make senior night. Sorry, but no, I think that you got something there. I think that's phenomenal with what softball and baseball does. The last pitch would be cool. I think that would be cool. The playing catch, warming up, like, dude, when I heard that, my heart absolutely melted. Like, so many thoughts went through my head, and I was on the fence. So I'm like trying to peek around and see what the reaction was. I was like, oh man. Because those parents are already on, they're on like 9.9, and 10 means they're balling them. Yeah. Good night, sweet prince. Like, I would have been done. So, but hey, before we get going, we want to thank a couple great sponsors, advertisers, and partners of ours. Firstly and foremost, our friends over at Greenwood Chevrolet, who've been doing this with us for years, through the Running Point years, through all of the years, really. If you think about it, Greg Greenwood, his team over there, and they have been so supportive of YSN. That's why you should make sure that if you're in the market for a new or used vehicle, or you need to, as you say all the time, brush up for those vacations, those summer vacations, you're going to put some miles on the car. make sure you head over to Greenwood Chevrolet and let them know YSN sent you. And you appreciate, like, you're not doing it for us. Just tell them you appreciate what they do for us, because that's huge. Letting them know how important they are to keeping continued coverage of sports is why these sponsors, these advertisers do what they do. They're not doing it out of generosity. They're doing it because it's a good business move. So make sure you tell them, hey, this is really smart. This is really great. And we appreciate what you do and the way that you spend your hard-earned money, because they're a business too. They don't have to do this. So we thank them. And then, of course, our friends at Toyota of Warren, same thing. Tino couldn't be a bigger supporter of what we do at YSN. And it works both ways, certainly. But it's one of those things, like, they could spend money elsewhere, but they know and appreciate what sports means to our communities. And that's why they advertise. They want to be in front of the people that are watching, and that's you. So thank you for all you do for tuning in each and every day for this silly show that we do, that we try to make a lot of people really happy and promote the best way that we know how, which is through, stupid jokes and bad questions. That's me. Anthony's a professional. I'm not. So thank you to all of our sponsors, all of our advertisers.
Until movies come up.
Yeah, then you stink. Like, I don't know. You're like Siskel and Ebert. Whenever somebody mentions a movie, it's like, oh, hey, what? Time out. What did you think about the plot of that movie? Calm down, Siskel. One thumb down. But I mean, do I need to say how appreciative we are? Probably not, but like, we are. We're incredibly appreciative of all the support that we've had throughout the years, and we've barely scratched the surface. We get so much coming. We're so excited. So much good stuff. So much good stuff. Right, Ronaldo?
Right, DJ.
Should we wrap it up? Got a lot of people watching. I don't want to disappoint them.
What do you got? Anything else?
I got a lot of stuff. I got a lot down in these chambers that we can talk about. We'll save that for another time, though. I appreciate everybody tuning in today. What was I going to say? It's somebody's birthday. I can't remember who. That's not good. That's not good. Crap. All right. Well, I tried. We'll do better tomorrow.
And on that note,
thanks to everybody for tuning in. Thank you to Layla Songer. Thank you to Liam McElwain. Hey, Riley, thank you to you too. I mean, you got some shout outs today, so we appreciate everybody for being a part. Ant, you flying solo tomorrow. Your boy's going, zero dark.
Going 30. In the darkness. Zero.
Good night. I won't be able to see. So, yeah. Sipe going to be on tomorrow. Do you have an athlete as well?
We have Sipe. We're going to bring on Macy McBride, who is a runner from Conneaut, a sophomore that has broken a handful of school records already, just 2 years in her career. So we're going to talk with her a little bit, and they're going to have some fun. And I think Scotty's coming on too. So it'll be a good Wednesday. Right. I will see everybody Thursday. Tune in tomorrow for Running with Sipe. And, of course, Anthony, too. He's got some great questions and carries the show. We'll see you. Anthony, may the sports be with you. And you, my friend. YSN thanks you for watching this presentation of Your Sports Network. For stories, stats, and more, go to ysnlive.com.